If you've never seen Don't Hug Me I'm Scared before, I have some things to say first. Firstly, these videos were created, co-written, and directed by Becky Sloan and Joseph Pelling. They've done a ton of other stuff for the show as well, including producing, the music, the sound, the animation, the art directing, and catering. And secondly,
Don't Hug Me I'm Scared is about three best friends who go on an adventure to find a magic pirate ship and save the day. But things don't quite go to plan.
Yeah, they often
he's just
have a
kidding.
few-
It's actually about these characters being taught 6 different lessons in their everyday lives. Creativity, time, love, technology, food, and briefly dreams. Their teachers fit their job description, of course. Most people seem to think that Don't Hug Me I'm Scared is about how the media conditions children. And why not? Becky and Joe certainly seem to think so in this Garden interview, so this makes it a satire on stuff like Sesame Street and Barney. After all, they do follow the musical format with educating puppets and guys in suits. They even exaggerate the optimism too.
That doesn't make sense.
And because it's satire, it takes advantage of its use of subversion. Even the title is a subversion, because normally you would want someone to hug you, to comfort you when you're scared, right?
Don't hug me. I'm scared.
But I think it reflects the structure of the videos, because they usually started this way, before they devolve into this.
Forget about anything you ever knew.
You could say that this is shock value for the sake of shock value, but they do culminate into one huge story. And just like most stories, we must start at the beginning. But for this analysis, we're going to mostly focus on the beginning, and I recommend you watch all 6 episodes first. But for now, welcome to Don't Hug Me I'm Scared.
What's your favorite idea? Mine is being creative.
Earlier I've said that the show is about how the media conditions children.
Turned on Sesame Street. I said, oh, phew, Sesame Street. This is much better because now he'll learn how to count and spell. But now I'm watching it as an adult and I realize Sesame Street teaches kids other things. It teaches kids how to judge people and label people. That's right.
I'd say that they manipulate children, but they seem to come off as mistaken brainwashing. But that's not on them. It's actually on the notebook. This intrusive, manipulative notebook. The notebook never really teaches them how to be creative and all. Instead, she just tells them what she thinks is creative.
Whiz kid, go and collect some leaves and sticks and arrange them into your favorite colour.
Blue.
Red. Green.
Green is not a creative colour.
And then she does this.
Now, when you stare at the clouds in the sky, don't you find it exciting?
No.
Come on, take another look.
Wait, I can see a hat. I can see a cat.
This is a recurring theme throughout the show, where the teachers tell our main characters what they think is correct. And they're right, no matter what.
If we run out of time, then where does it go?
Is time even real? Does anyone know?
Maybe time's just a construct of human perception, an illusion created by.
The magnifying glass is a great indicator to that here, especially when the puppets suddenly do this.
Come on, take another look.
Oh wait, I can see a hat. I can see a cat. I can see a man with a baseball bat. I can see a dog. I can see a frog. I can see a ladder leaning on a log.
They weren't good at it before. Glasses are often cinematic tools used to clarify information in a quite literal, denotative sense. They could signify a changing character, a great revelation, and sometimes they're connotative to show us another perspective. This is basically the plot to They Live. Simply put, the notebook's little accomplishment here has only been done when the puppets went through her perspective. It could also be that they've been told to follow a script, since we see that this is a production the entire time later on in the first episode. It's important to know that not all of our main characters are fully cooperative. Red Guy's the least impressed with the notebook.
So take a look at my hair. Cool. I use my hair to express myself.
That sounds really boring.
To which the notebook isn't impressed by either.
I use my hair to express myself.
Red Guy, played by Joseph Pelling, tends to frustrate a lot of his teachers.
Shut up!
Don't touch me!
What? And where else would you see this dynamic? Yeah, that's right. High school comedies.
Eat my shorts.
You just bought yourself another Saturday, mister.
And with his monotone, unenthused voice,
Oh, there you are. We've been looking for you all afternoon.
and with his hair covering his face, Red Guy is an embodiment of teenagers. He's a bit rebellious and cynical too, so that's something. Too bad he's killed for it.
Wait, what? Something's missing.
What about the rest of the cast? Well, they seem to be targeted the most by the teacher's antics. After all, the old and the quite young are the most vulnerable to the media. Duck Guy is representative of the elderly, because of the creaky way he speaks,
Time to have a bath.
What do you mean? We're already clean.
what he wears, and this. How's he vulnerable to the media? The older the wiser, right? That's plenty true and all, but you're still susceptible to television, newspapers, and especially the internet. From this paper, written by Laterada and written by Later, as the people live more and more online, as part of the vast and infinite information networks, they become vulnerable in unforeseeable ways. They could fall victim to phishing scams and identity thefts. Duck Guy is pretty enthusiastic with Colin's arrival and what he could do. He grows more and more attached to technology, so he soon becomes sort of a victim to it.
Digital style. Digital style. Digital style.
It's also sort of implied that he would be open to giving out information.
Before we begin our journey, I just need to get some information from you. What's your name? Where do you live? What do you like to eat?
Though he doesn't quite get it yet.
I live in my house.
But luckily he wisened up. So he's killed too. Children's overexposure to television and the media is a bad thing. We all know that. They can even distort the body image, which quite literally happens in episode 6. That makes the yellow guy an embodiment of a child. He's pretty curious.
What's your favorite idea? Mine is being creative.
How do you get that idea?
He's always amused.
Food is talking.
And he's an active learner, despite all the teachers shooting him down.
I might paint a picture of a clown.
Whoa there, friend, you might need to slow down.
Put them all together, and you've got 3 generations, which goes to show that the media doesn't condition just children.
Green.
Green is not a creative colour.
This part's a bit interesting. It's a running joke and all.
Time to have a bath.
What do you mean? We're already clean.
Scrub, scrub, scrub till the water's brown.
But it's also not true. In fact, a glimpse of green prior to a creative task enhances creative performance, according to Dr. Stephanie Lichtenfield. She had asked this many people to come up with as many uses for a tin can as they could in 2 minutes. Those who were shown the color green came up with more imaginative answers. Green facilitates creative performance, and it is a creative color, despite what the notebook says.
Let's get creative!
It's another example that she doesn't really want to teach our puppets creativity. What we're witnessing here is a betrayal. Firstly, it betrays the video's innocence. Even the song's warped now. Secondly, the notebook has betrayed the cast. They're really confused about it too in the end. And it's because of the notebook's horrific advice.
Listen to your heart, listen to the rain, listen to the voices in your brain.
Thirdly, it betrays the concept of creativity. The dark and stormy night outside is one of the oldest cliches in the book. It's not very creative at all. It's also a classic signifier to when things are going wrong, or is about to go wrong. And finally, the puppets have betrayed their dignity. They have grown grotesque and are humiliating themselves. They smeared their hearts and dashed away what they've created. They're eating the notebook's idea of creativity. It's made out of meat that turns into oil, the same kind of oil that ruins Yellow Guy's painting and drowns the guy himself. But you know something? The temporal lobe could drive you to madness. No, they didn't really transform and ate shepherd's pie. They were hallucinating from their seizures. Why is this? According to Natalie Angier of the New York Times, apart from mood disorders, other disturbances in the brain have been associated with artistic creation, in particular, temporal lobe epilepsy. The temporal lobes on the sides of the brain, where memory and feelings reside, are seized by chaotic storms of electrical hyperactivity. They can prompt symptoms like hallucinations, powerful religious sensations, fury, fear, joy, and so on. You can see them suffering from this in between all of the madness, while the notebook's just standing there, smiling. She and the media are succeeding in what they've been doing, and that's scaring the puppets out of doing anything creative, which is why she says this in the end.
Now let's all agree to never be creative again.